Okay, happy Thursday, everyone. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to see so many of you guys on here wanting to learn new skills and perfect your skills. It's my goal to continue to bring you guys skill set trainings. A lot of us have so many natural talents, and our talents can take us really far in this business, honestly. But it's the skills that we work on and perfect and progress in that's going to continue to take you to the next level. And as you learn these, I want you to keep taking them to your teams to learn. So, presenting is something that we all have to do. We have to present the business. We have to talk about the business, right? We have to talk about Q and why we joined Q. And so, to learn how to do that is really important. So, I am going to go through this training. My goal by the end of this training is that you guys realize that you can do it. You realize how simple it is, and that you need to go schedule your first one immediately after we get off this call. So if I'm being totally honest, I'm stalling a little bit because Jake's not on yet. Per usual, if you guys know him at all. I'm really excited for you to hear from him because I get the privilege of working really closely with him, like really exclusively with him. It's one of my favorite things about getting to be here. And the cool thing is because we work together, you and I, we work together, that means you also get him. That means you also get Jake. And so, pro tip right now, while you're on this call, while he is speaking, I think that you should take a picture of him speaking, of you on this call, and share it. Because you know what? It is not a thing anywhere else to get to be trained and poured into by the president of a company. It's just like it's not a thing. And so for you to be able to show that and to use these tools, these trainings, if you see him at convention, snap a picture. If you get to go to the lodge, have a conversation with him. Whatever kind of interaction you get to have with him right now, if you've never met him, your interaction, you can share stories that I have with him. But right here on this call, you get to have an interaction with him and get to learn from him. So you guys probably know this already, but he brings a decade, over 14 years, 14 years of experience to the table, successfully doing what we're doing now. Like the guy knows how to do it. He knows how to help people do it. And one thing else that I've learned from him about having mentors is that when you are choosing a mentor or seeking a mentor out, there have to be three things. They have to have done what you want to do. Okay. They have to have already done it. Two, they have to still be doing it. It can't be a has-been. They have to still be doing it. And the third thing is that their beliefs in their moral compass and their belief system, it has to align with you. Like you have to be on the same page. Those are the three, that's the criteria for choosing a mentor. So with Jake, I'm so grateful for his partnership. I see he's finally on. I'm so grateful for his partnership that I get to learn from him. And in turn, because you and I are partnered together, you also get, and that's pretty special. So Jake, if you would just kick us off on this training to teach how to present, how to share Q.
All right. Well, can you hear me?
Hmm?
Oh, Katie Williams is already wanting to start stuff with me already, and I haven't even started. Bet you $10 Katie Williams right now is eating mac and cheese. If anyone wants to wager, I bet you $50 she's eating mac and cheese. Anyway, it is good to see you guys. I'm just getting home. We had an amazing day at corporate today. We have a very special time at this point of the year where all the employees have training with me for 2 solid days about target markets and analytics and things that are coming and everything else. So it's really awesome. And then Marielle and Frank were there with another friend of theirs from decade plus, who is now officially going to be joining Q Sciences. And I got to tell you, I was excited in there because I was able to talk to these guys and maybe kind of show them a glimpse of what to expect starting the first of the year. Not to mention we have an incredible company-wide challenge we're about to release in the middle of the month, and some new protein. My favorite protein is the gingerbread, but there's one that we held out of Black Friday so we could give you guys, and then the pre-workout drink. And we're going to have a really, really amazing thing that happens in the middle of the month of December, and a huge challenge. I think the baseline pot is $25,000 for everybody. And it's only a month challenge. And then like, I'll go on cues and tell people we're only a couple $100 away, and we'll keep jumping at $5,000. And we're excited because I was able to go into the other collagen products and all the stuff that we've been working on, and the kids stuff. The group that was in corporate a couple of days ago, they got to try the new gummies for kids and the Pixie Sticks. So it was just so cool to be in there. And I was just running home, just kind of thinking about some things I've heard ambassadors, our partners, say the last couple of days. I'm just wanting to say I'm grateful for you guys, because you allow us to be really innovative and extremely aggressive in our promotions right now with Christmas Cash, the 2020 promo we have going on. And the guy said, how are you guys able to do this? I said, we have a field that's forgiving. They know we make mistakes. They make mistakes. It's just an incredible culture. And we focus on the things that really matter. And one of those things that we focus on, which she was blown away by, that leaders like Brittany and others are doing trainings like this and slowing down and teaching people the skill sets. It's an interesting model, you guys. A lot of you guys have the opportunity. I get it. I would too. There are amazing leaders. You guys have the opportunity to tie your new people into on Zooms and team things. And I was explaining to him that what we try to do is you try to teach people the skill instead of maybe building a lot of the business off of when the bigger leaders decide to help us. And I'm excited you guys are here, because I'm just so flippin' excited for the close of the year and January and February and all the stuff that's happening globally. And it's been a tough year for many, but it's been an incredible year for many. And many of you are seeing this for the very first time, and I applaud you for being on here. I guess to kick this off, they're going to kind of take you guys through some training tonight on how to present. I got to tell you, Brittany and many other leaders, Katie, obviously other leaders on here, they've actually been through trainings like this with me multiple times, where they send me their recording. Can you imagine sending me a recording of you presenting the business? And then I listen to it like usually 1.5 times. And then we get on a Zoom with people like this. And then can you imagine I would like the person next to right now is Dawn Hendricks. So I would take Dawn's presentation and I would coach her on how to make it better or improve it or just make it so it's killer, while Brittany and Mary and Lori and Trisha, all you guys were watching Dawn get coached. Talk about nerve-wracking, right? And now to see this happening for you guys, I'm so excited, because it's really what it takes to make it in this business. You guys have to make a decision, hopefully sooner than later, that you need to start presenting for your up-and-comers. You need to actually think of your own team in a microcosm type way to help people win, to present the business for them and prep them and tell stories about who your upline or your bigger leaders are. And that's where you gain the confidence. And that's where you get the opportunity to lead a lot of people. You don't get the opportunity to lead a lot of people when you have a lot of people. You actually have to demonstrate the actions and the commitment to when you have a couple. It's the same action. You get a lot of people when you can teach the action of how you got a few. You do not get a lot of people because you're talented or because you're good looking or because you hit a high rank. You get a lot of people by having a big rank because you figure out how to serve 1, 2, 3 people. And those action-oriented items, you figure out how to teach them and meet people where they are. Some people have to be spoke to differently. Some people have to be taken by the hand. Some people you have to touch their heart first before they open up their mind. All these things you're about to learn tonight to help you become better at articulating the skill sets. Trust me, public speaking is scary. It's still scary for me. It's something that I struggle with to this day, and I get nerves, but it's something that can be overcome with courage and the reality of all of us knowing that our people right now need us more than ever. So take action, take a lot of notes. Know in the beginning that you probably won't be very good. You probably are going to stink before you get good. And before you get great, you're going to be good for a long time. but it's part of the process that I've learned of helping a lot of people become better leaders. And it's part of the process of anything we actually do in life. So this first training is really important. I can't wait to hear all the other series go. And I just want to say again, because it's such a special time of year, my children are waiting to go deliver some gifts to neighbors. I'm so grateful for every one of you, for the time you think about Q, to the action that you put into Q, to the messages that you share with people, to the amount of hope that you bring by helping people feel better, helping people just have a little bit of financial relief, to a lot of health relief. It's not possible without each and every one of you. And I want to thank you for that, because it's just a different company, and it's hard to articulate to people why we're so different until they get the opportunity to meet you guys. So Brittany, I'll turn it back to you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be on very quickly. Enjoy the rest of your training, you guys. And I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Thanks, Jake. Tell the kids and Sarah I said hi.
See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. All right, you guys, what's crazy is I still get really nervous, especially walking on a stage, but even being on a Zoom with almost 400 of you, I still get nervous. And so if you feel nervous doing a call or a training or whatever it is, that's normal. It's totally normal. You just have to do it anyways. Okay. So before I go through this, I want to preface two things. I'm not perfect. I am not a perfect presenter. I have grown in my presenting. I've learned a lot of things. So I'm going to share with you what I've learned and some of my tips, but just don't for a second think that I have it all together or that I am perfect at this, because I am absolutely not. I have also actually invited another leader on my team, Tia, because she is an amazing presenter. So much so that she got to do part of the presenting training at Bronze Academy at our convention. So she was on our equity council this year. She's a platinum ambassador on our team. She's absolutely incredible. And what you're going to see is two totally different styles. Tia and I are very different, but we both have amazing businesses and it's different perspectives. So before we kind of jump into the training part, when you let's just back up, right? Before you even get on the call, first things first, make sure you look and feel good. I know that most of us are like hot mess mamas. We're running around with our messy buns all day long, probably haven't showered in 3 days. I get it. Maybe put some dry shampoo in your hair. Casey, turn your camera off. You're funny. But just know when you're getting on a call to present a multi-million dollar growing business, like we're becoming $1 billion company, you have to look the part. You have to look presentable. And if you look good, you're going to feel good and you're going to feel a lot more comfortable. Do you think that I always do my hair and makeup like this? No, it took a lot longer than normal, but I knew that I wanted to come on here and look and feel confident. Another thing that I do that some of you guys might already have heard before is I am obsessed with my perfume, and you're probably going to DM me and ask me for it, and I probably won't tell you. But go find a perfume that you love and spray it on, because it's going to make you feel really good and it's going to make you feel really confident. Okay. So just do those simple things. And if you want to know, I have sweatpants on the bottom and no one will ever have to know. Okay. Make sure you look and you feel good to start. And then people are going to take you even more seriously. So I made a few slides to kind of go through the beginning of this with you guys. Okay, so question. What is the goal of doing these presentations? QIQs, presentations in person, whatever it is. Is it to sign a new customer and make a sale? Does anybody know who doesn't know the answer? Do you guys think this is their goal, to sign a new customer, talk about products? It's not. The goal of presenting is to find leaders quicker. So all 379 of you on here, you're a leader because you showed up to learn how to present. This is how we find our leaders. So take note of that, of who shows up to learn how to present. That is why we do this. We also present to find new leaders, right? So it's not to make a sale. It's not to get a new PC, although that does come from it, which is amazing. But the goal and the purpose is to find leaders quicker. Okay, so when we present, when we're talking to people, they are almost like subconsciously asking 3 questions. They're probably not going to say it out loud, but these are the 3 questions that we have to answer throughout our presentation. Can I do this? They want to know that they're capable and that someone like them who doesn't have experience, who's introverted, who has 4 kids, who works a part-time job, who whatever the objection is, they're asking, they want to know, can I do this? The second question is they want to know is, does this make sense? Is this going to be worth my time? Does the business make sense? Do the products make sense? Like, can I justify this in my brain? And then the last and honestly most important, will somebody help me? Am I going to sign up and be really excited and be on and like be ready to go and then get ghosted? Am I going to have to figure this out by myself? Because I probably have tried this before in the past and never heard from my upline again. You guys, that is kind of everybody's story. And that's why people are so hesitant because they don't want to be alone. And something so special about what we do is we grab our new people by the hand. We grab them by the hand and we make their business our business. We make their success our success. It's all one and the same. They need to know that they can trust you and that you're going to help them and they're not going to be on their own. Throughout the presentation, you need to make sure that you are making it personal and personable. We're not going to be spitting facts. Okay, one, I don't know the facts. And quite honestly, I don't really care about the facts. That's not something that's going to attract me. They will remember how they feel. When they get off that call, they are going to be either really excited and they're going to have like a moment where they really resonated with your story or one of the testimonies or something that you said. They're not going to care about the whatever it is, the 36 chelated minerals in QMax. I don't even know what it is. I don't really care what it is. They're not going to care about that. And they're not going to remember that. They're going to remember how they felt at the end. So talk about your experience. Talk about what you have gone through, just your experiences, because that's what they're going to relate to. What is it? Facts tell, stories sell. So all you got to do is make it personal, all about you. And then I think this right now, I want this to lift a weight off of all of your shoulders. Don't try to attract people with perfection. I am really guilty of trying to be perfect and trying to act like on a Zoom, like I got it all together, when really I don't. I'm kind of sweating right now. I'm like still kind of nervous to speak to all of you about this because I'm still learning, right? But your imperfection is what's empowering. So if you get on this call and you go do your first presentation and you get off and you feel like you bombed it, you know what that actually probably said to the person watching? If she can do it, I can do it. Right? Like you're actually empowering them that they feel like they can do it too. So don't get so caught up in being perfect because that's not what it's about. And Jake, he shares this story all the time. But when he did one of his first presentations, when he was in the field, he was so nervous, you guys, that he went and threw up in a fake plant. They were like at an event and there was a fake plant and he was so nervous, he went and threw up in it because he was just shaking. And right before he got on stage, his mentor told him, there's nothing you can do that I can't fix. So just go crush it. Go do your thing. Go share your story because there's nothing you can say that I can't fix. And I want you guys to know that too. There's nothing you're going to say on a call that's going to totally screw you up. We can fix it. We can save it because guess what? You can't say the right thing to the wrong person and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. They're either open or they're not. So just take that pressure off yourselves. Okay, so now that we're on the same page, everyone is ready to just learn. Before I even jump in now to the slides, worst case, if you freeze going through the slides, like worst case scenario, you choke, all you got to do, read the slide. It's like right there for you. All you got to do is read it, okay? So on your first slide, which by the way, I'm going to, when we're done with this training, I'm going to share the recording and I'm also going to share the Canva link to the slides that I use that I'm going to go through tonight. There are amazing slides in your back office. You can use those. These are what I use. So this is what I'm going to go through, but I will share these with you so that you can customize them yourself as well. So on your first slide, you're going to put a picture, not just of you, but of your family, because that makes you more relatable to someone. You know, if you have like, if you're like Josie Waller and you have 10 kids and there's someone with 10 kids watching, they're going to relate really fast and realize that they could do it too. So you want to put a picture of your family to show your life and to show, you know, your people. So on this slide, just take a few minutes, like no more than 4 minutes, share who you are, a little bit about your family, where you're from, why you came to Q, what brought you here. You want, again, it needs to be personable. They need to relate to you. On this slide, I shared about how honestly, I never saw myself doing something like this. I didn't. I think a lot of you can relate to that as well. We didn't grow up and be like, hey, I want to be a network marketer. No, I never saw myself doing this. But when I watched what was possible and I watched what happened in Francesca's business and other people's businesses, I thought, oh my gosh, if they can do it, I can do it. And like, why can't I do it? It lit a fire in me. I couldn't deny it. I wanted to partner with someone who had already done it, right? So talk a little bit about that. Don't get so involved in your story that you're on this slide for like 10 minutes, because just like Jake was talking about, we do these trainings where you send in your presentation. The first time I went through it, I think I was on this slide for like 11 minutes, just talking about my story. He was like, you've got to trim it down. So just 3 or 4 minutes, just relate to your audience. Tia, will you kind of just share what you, how you share the first slide?
Yeah. So I like to have someone, I think Britt's going to talk a little bit about recognition, right? When we have testimonials or people helping us present, it's recognition based off of whatever measurement you're doing that from, whether it's they just hit builder, maybe they got their event ticket. And I like to have someone kind of edify me. So then I can come in here and tell my story. I do share a little bit about the things because, and I saw it in the chat, what if I'm single? What if I don't have any kids? There are a bunch of people who are single who don't have any kids. So have permission to go out there and share your story in a way where it's, you know, only you can tell it. And what I love about the presentation is you weave your story throughout this because, again, personal and personable. So I'll tell them some things about, you know, whatever my background is, because maybe they know someone who went to college, got their master's degree and is not doing that. Maybe they know a stay-at-home mom, whatever. I just try to tell them a little bit about me so they feel comfortable and not like, oh, who is this chick presenting this opportunity from someone I care about, but I don't know who she is. I want them to feel like maybe we're friends for 5 minutes, a little longer than that.
Totally. Yep. I mean, Tia you have your master's, but I, on the other hand, I didn't go to college. I don't have a college degree. I mean, I went, but I didn't finish. So that on the other spectrum relates to people that I don't have a degree and I can do this too. So share a little bit of things about you that will relate to people. When you relate to them and you're a little bit vulnerable, you bring them in and then they trust you and they're watching, they're in it. Okay. Then we get to the right mentor slide. Now, when I start this slide, I usually use the phrase, you know, we all know it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I have the privilege of knowing these men and being connected to them and working with them. If you don't have to, but I put this on here if you want to use it, but you can add your mentor to this picture right here and you can edify who you're working with because you guys all know. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, when you're recruiting people, you're not recruiting to Q, you're recruiting to you based on who you're connected with, based on who you're working with, based on who you know and who they know, right? If you work with me, you're connected to me and you have access to Mark and Jake in corporate, whoever you're working with, they are probably connected to a council member who has the same access. Edify those people because the people you're speaking to, if we're trying to find leaders, they want to know who you know and who they can have access to. That's really, really important, okay? So it can be anyone you choose in that third slide, or you could take it out and just talk about Mark and Jake. So when you talk about Mark and Jake, I would encourage you to steer away from all of their credentials. I mean, they have impressive resumes. We all know that. They're amazing. But I would just touch on a few things and then share a personal story. So with Mark, I say the guy is a 2-time Super Bowl champ. So honestly, he knows how to win. So it's no surprise that we're winning here because everything he does, he wins. That's all I talk about. I don't talk about the real estate development and in retirement, he did this and that. It's a great story and it can be told privately, but for the sake of time, I just touch on the fact that the guy's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. With Jake, I say, you know, what's really amazing is the guy, I already told you this earlier, he brings over a decade of experience to the table, successfully doing exactly what I'm doing now, building businesses all around the world. The guy knows how to do it, and I get to learn from him and do it exactly how he did. Then after you kind of share a little bit of edifications about them, you can talk about who they are as people. With Mark, I usually share a story about how up at the lodge, he sat with Nick and I for like an hour just talking about life and family and marriage and like stuff, like not business. Another thing that I share about Mark is my first time at Silver Summit, we had to be in the kitchen at like 5 a.m. It was freezing cold. Tia, you were there. And guess who shows up in the kitchen with his jacket and his boots? Yo, 5 a.m. Mr. Mark Wilson. He could have sent, you know, anyone else to come load our bags, but he got out of bed and did it himself. I didn't cry, but I felt something. Like I felt emotional, like, you know, like that little puppy dog eye emoji. Like that's how I felt. I don't know any other CEOs that would take the time to go load my bags. Maybe you weren't there, but you just heard that story. Okay. So now you can share that story if you want to. You have permission to share that story. With Jake, I talk about our friendship, how him and Nick are golf buddies, how I love playing games with his kids. My 4, almost 5-year-old daughter has the biggest crush on his son. She will, like, if you look at Jake's picture and you say, oh yeah, that's Jake Spencer, the president. Emmy will say that is Sleep Spray Man. And Luca says that's my boyfriend's dad. So I have those stories. You can share my stories. You can talk about how you were on the call with him tonight. Sometimes I make a joke about how I text him all the time and he probably regrets giving me his number. So you have connections to these stories, okay? Share a personal story about them and how you're connected to them and how you work with them. And then you can talk about your mentor as well. T?
The other thing too, right? Because I felt the same way before I met them. What if I don't have a personal experience with them? Well, we have calls, right? Every Monday we have a call, and Jake's usually on those. And then yesterday we had the CEO call with Mark. I like to tell people, like, how are you feeling in that? Whether you catch the live or you catch the replay, like, what are you getting from them? Because that is your personal story. The other thing is, when is the next time you're going to get to have when can you see these guys? We're going to be able to see them at Ignite. Listen, I also do my personal stories as well. I was using the one before I was using the snowmobile thing before I had my own experience with him. But what is it about these guys? Because again, leaders also want to know that they're in alignment, right? So whatever is important to you, maybe that resonates with them, since we're being personal and personable. And I love the mentor part, because more than likely that's who you're going to expose your newest people to. That's whoever invited that call to, they probably are like, oh shoot, I want to meet that person to also get trained by them, mentored by them, etc.
Great. Love it. Okay. The company slide. Just like in the last slide, I say it's not what you know, it's who you know. On this slide, I love to say, you know, we all know how important it is for us to be in the right place at the right time. Like that's when magic happens, when you align yourself in the right place at the right time. This S-curve slide, the graphic of the momentum ahead, you can address it or you can leave it and just let it be a visual. On this slide, it's really important to talk about why Q, why now, about the growth. You guys see on the right, we've had 1,200% growth since the relaunch in 2018. So that is a really cool statistic, but let's take it a little bit further and talk about how you have been able to benefit from that growth. One thing you can say is, you know, what's really cool about Q is we are aggressive in our products and we are constantly releasing new things. And because of that, it's evident in our growth, in the growth I've seen in my own business and in turn in my paychecks. Boom, done, simple. Okay. We're in 24 countries and growing. We are worldwide. This is truly a ground floor opportunity. Timing is a thing. So I would encourage you not to get caught up on the S-curve slide, or on the S-curve graphic right here. I would kind of just let it be a visual and talk about the growth you have personally seen from being a part of this company, whether you've been here for a week. If you even been here for 2 days and you were on the CEO call yesterday, you heard, again, the promos on promos on promos on promos. You think those are going to contribute to that growth? 100%. Tia, what else do you say on this slide?
So this is where I kind of want all of us to take a moment before we present to actually feel like, why is Q Sciences the right company? Why is it the right vehicle for me with what I want to do, whatever that is, because we all have our own whys. And when you're getting yourself into something, right, what is it on this slide? Is it the fact that we've grown 1,200% since however long? Is it that we're in 24 countries? Maybe we're on what you were here last November with me, and it was like what, 19, Britt? In a year, this is what I've personally witnessed. Mm-hmm. This part here is where it's someone just said the science part of it. What is it for you? Because again, you're weaving your story into it that has attracted you to Q Sciences being an amazing vehicle for you to do whatever it is you're trying to do.
I agree. Up until last week, I wasn't personally working with an Australia team. So that didn't like really resonate with me. But last month, we opened up a warehouse in Australia. And because of that warehouse, those Australian ambassadors are now getting their packages. It used to take 2 to 4 weeks. Now it's 2 to 4 days. What do you think that has done to their businesses? Like, that's incredible. You can talk about how you've been a part of that launch. January 8th, we're opening up the Amsterdam warehouse. When that warehouse is open, that is going to create so much growth in the Europe markets, okay? Another thing I want to point out before we move on with the S-curve graphic is this is the difference of Tia and I. This graphic is something that would attract me. I would see, oh my gosh, I can start building a business and have all the momentum ahead. Like, that is attractive to someone like me. But Tia, she wouldn't have cared less. So you just don't know who you're talking to, okay? Okay, the product slide. On here, I usually say, I came here for the business opportunity. I came here to build a business and to, bring in an income for my family. I'm very unapologetic about that. But if we're being honest, the business wouldn't work if the products weren't absolutely amazing. We have a full suite of products. One of my favorite things is that we have something for everyone, and I have never had to turn someone away. And this is where you can use some buzzwords, okay? If you're looking for something for gut health or for energy, for mental health, for immunity right now to stay healthy through the holidays, think of little buzzwords that people are looking for right now and throw them out. Nothing else. You can read the slide right here, kind of just go through what's on the page, and then maybe pick out one product and talk for like 20 seconds about maybe one product on here that you love. So normally I will kind of just go through, we have a full spectrum hemp line, we have non-hemp nutraceuticals, we have these amazing vitamin sprays. My favorite one is the sleep spray. If you guys have kids that will not go to sleep, give them a couple sprays, they'll be passed out, and then I move on to the rest. And I really just kind of buzz through this slide because I don't want to spend a ton of time going through all of it.
So I'm going to just kind of say how I present this, and then maybe you could pick up on some things, because I do love power statements per slide. So when I get to this part, it's like, y'all just saw that number of 1,200% growth, right? That means that we have some kind of sustainable business, and we actually have to have solid products. This is where I make a joke a little bit, because that other people, when I first came into Q, were asking me about all these like weeds stuff about the products. And all I knew is that it said Q everywhere. I don't even remember what I ordered. So I was like, this is the deal. There's no pesticides, no herbicides, no bancha, no side dishes of anything. They're vegan, all those things that people want to know. And my whole story again, was those are things that I'm already trying to make sure I bring into my home. So you tell me that there's this amazing company with some solid people who know what they're doing, and the product suite is already something I'm going to go after. Maybe, just maybe, this is going to be my route to actually get people to have products that are going to improve their lives and maybe help me have a sustainable business. And I do the same thing Britt does. I might talk about it, but I say this, I stole that line from her probably. There's something for everyone. There's only been one person that I haven't actually been able to get products to, but the girl just had a kidney transplant. So please consult with the doctors, right? I want to show them my personality. I want to show them that it's relatable, all those things. This is not the and I do break it down. We can talk about these things for hours. There are some products in here that have really, really changed my life that we incorporate. I didn't think I was going to be using multiple products a day. Trust me, they're there. You'll hear from someone later on about when she or he does a testimony. And then I go right into the next slide.
I love that. Another kind of power statement that I've gotten from Anne is the fact that we can say, we do not claim to heal, treat, cure anything, but one thing our products are going to do is they're going to make your life better. So that's something else that you can kind of throw in there. Okay, I always touch on Q Core because you guys, if you're going to build a business around a product, it's Q Core. Q Core is consumable. It's something that people need to take every single day and they need to order every single month. It's kind of just the basics of what we all need to be on. There's no debate on whether or not we need to supplement. We all need to supplement. We can't get what we need from our diets. So on the Q Core, you can touch on, it has Q Max. It's a great micronutrient supplement, amazing for brain and mental health. Align is for inflammation, aches, pains, puffiness. You just want to really get inflammation in your body under control. Probiotics are a one-stop shop for gut health. I am not a doctor. I don't understand how this works. I just know that it makes me feel really good. And I know when I take it, I feel a difference. And on the flip side, when I don't take it, I feel a difference. That's literally all I say about the product. And then from a business side, because again, remember, we're trying to find leaders. I say, and from a business standpoint, this is an amazing product because it's something that people need to take every single day and order every single month. So it lays a really solid foundation for your business. And there's a reason you will find this product in the majority of our company's auto ships.
Buzzwords for this is, you probably have heard, right? Especially with our times. People are struggling with brain health, mental health things. A lot of people are walking around with inflammation and they don't even realize that it's the inflammation that they're dealing with. And then gut health. That has been a hot word, a buzzword for quite a few years. It's not going anywhere. The truth is, we need to supplement, exactly like what Britt said. We need supplementation. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a big pill person. I've had, since my second baby, prenatal vitamins. I don't know. It gives me some kind of anxiety. I don't know. I don't like to take them. But legit, I feel the difference on these things. These are my happy pills. I'm going to tell you the story about my husband. And when he came home, he's like, you had a good day, didn't you? I'm like, no, I didn't. Why am I going to get defensive about a good day, people? All I knew was the only difference I was doing was taking this Q Core product. And then when I didn't take it, I felt the difference in it. So there's a reason why this product is in a bunch of people's orders every single month. And we go off of that. And that right there tells the leader too, for whatever reason, this Q Core product, it is a staple in the company. There's a reason it's a flagship.
100%. Love it. Okay, on the full spectrum hemp slide, I'll tell you the reason that I highlight this slide and the next few, I'm going to foreshadow a little bit, is to talk about how aggressively innovative we are and that we capitalize on market trends. Okay, so it's the only reason that I really pinpoint this. For the full spectrum hemp slide, I say, you've probably heard of hemp. It's a huge trend right now. And I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of what it is or why. I won't usually tell you to Google many things because Google is a really scary place, but you could do a simple Google search and you can find all the reasons why hemp is amazing and all the reasons why you probably want to use hemp. But I'll tell you that not all hemp is made the same. So you can see this little seal right here on the left. It says BioSync. It just means that we have this amazing technology that we own. And all it does is it makes it so that you feel it fast and you're not wasting your money. So rest assured that this is going to work. That's it. That's literally all I really say about this slide.
Do you want me to kind of share how I share this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the deal. I don't even know if I told you what the Q stood for when I said Q Sciences, but it stands for quintessential. So it means the best of the best. And you can probably find hemp and CBD all over the place in your grocery store, at the gas station and all of that. And so please don't hear me say that we are capitalizing on this brand new booming market because it's $1 billion one. If it's in our product suite, as well as every other product that we have, there is a reason. We've found a way to make it better. We've found a way to amplify it, or we wouldn't actually put it there. So what I love about this, water solubility, right? We want to be competitive. If we're competing with all these other brands, we need to be competitive. It needs to be water soluble. Why does that matter? Our bodies are mostly made up of water. We need to be able to absorb this thing. And then we have that fancy little logo there on the left. Okay, I don't know all of it. My husband's a doctor. I am not. He probably will geek out off that stuff. But when you finally read these studies that Dr. K, who I'll show you in a couple slides, it has done and know the difference, this is a product that people are going to be able to buy. They're going to be able to feel, and you're going to feel good selling this particular product. So it just depends on how you have. We have a topical that's going to be applied to your skin. We have tinctures that are going to go on your tongue. Those white bags, fan favorite, okay? Except for the blue one. I'm gonna be real with you, not the blue one, because it tastes like cotton candy. I'm not a fan. But those ones are like every day, multiple times a day. My kid knows, give me some peach. And then I move on.
Love it. Again, make it personal. Okay, so these next two slides, I just have some before and afters of the collagen. You can use these pictures. You can use your own personal pictures. You can use your other favorite before and afters. I literally spend like 15 seconds on this slide because on the product slide, I touch on, we just launched our full collagen matrix. It's liquid gold. It's basically Botox in a bottle. So when I get here, I'm like, hello, hi, Botox in a bottle. These are 1 week apart. You can see the lines right here. The line's gone in his forehead. Absolutely amazing. Look at the eyelash growth and the hydration in her face. It's like, it's incredible. Boom, done, like 2 seconds. Okay, do you have anything to say about those, T? Those are very simple. Okay, the terpene slide. Before we did this training, I asked Tia, I was like, do you think this is too product heavy? Because again, I want to talk about the business. But again, the reason I'm talking about hemp and collagen and terpenes is because when I get to the Dr. K slide, we're going to talk about the innovation and how aggressive we are. So when I get to this slide, I want to start off from a business perspective because we're trying to find leaders. From a business perspective, our terpenes that we just launched, it's so exciting to me because we are the first to market terpenes in this way. They are not from hemp, so they are available and legal worldwide without restrictions. These products, we've barely scratched the surface of what's possible. There's 3 on the screen, but we also just launched one other one for sleep because I don't know if you guys know this, but the number one thing, the number one prescription that most people get prescribed for is sleep. Most people struggle with sleep. So we have all of your sleep needs covered. But honestly, my favorite is chill. You guys, I could talk about all of them. I really could. I'm talking me to you, not on the presentation, but I could talk about all of them. And in the past I have, but it just goes too long. So I pick my favorite. And I talk about how I am someone who has struggled with feelings of social anxiety for a long time. And when I take chill, oh my gosh, like this wave just comes over me and I feel confident and I feel bubbly and I feel like I can do this. And it's just truly made a difference in my life. And the stories that I have heard, oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing. Done. Tia.
Same smell with the terpenes. Huh, that's funny. I just laughed at myself. So I like to talk about the aggressive innovation and that, yes, first to market. I don't know if you understand that or what that means, but just let me tell you, that's a big deal, okay? Especially with the markets that we're not even growing in. And let me also emphasize, right? Our company, this is like a peek into what they really want to do. We want to make sure products like this that I know are going to change people's lives because I've already tried them are available across the markets. That's important to this company. That's what you get to be in alignment with. It's crazy cool.
Amazing. Okay, so this is when you have your first testimony, and this is about products. So how do you pick the testimony? Like Tia said, it's based on production because testimonies on calls are 100% a recognition tool. I'm trying to figure out who's muted. It's 100% a recognition tool. So you can choose the metrics that you use to choose the testimony. It can be someone who literally just went and got their first ambassador and you want to recognize them. It can be someone, one of the ones that I love to do is whoever has the most people coming to the call. If I'm doing a call right now and Tia has 5 confirmed guests, then I want Tia to share so that she is edified in front of her guests. You can do new rank ups. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to figure out who, if you're not muted, I can't find you. You mute. You can do it based on convention tickets. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure it's not political. You're not choosing favorites. You're not picking someone with your favorite story, the same person over and over again. It's 100% recognition. The next thing about a testimony is they have to be coached. You will, first of all, once you figure out who it's going to be, you're going to message them and you're going to be really excited. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, you are kicking butt. You're up tonight. I need you to share the story of your favorite product. You are amazing. I can't wait for people to hear from you. And then you send them this. Go ahead, take a screenshot, take a picture of this script. You're going to send them this script, and you're going to say, hey, stick to this, but make it your own. Make it sound like you. Make sure that you are excited and that they can feel that from you. If you want, you can practice it a few times and send it to me, but you're going to kill it. Like, I'm so pumped for you. I want to make sure everyone has a chance to take a picture. All right, Tia, you're really great at coaching testimonies.
The truth of the matter, right, with the coaching of the testimonies is you want to control your environment. We don't want people, we're there to find the leader. The leader's attention is you can miss it. So if it goes on too long, no. The purpose of the product testimony and in this recognition is that we need to tell them, okay, the products are legit. Here is your proof. Boom, it's done, and it's recognition. I had something to say and then I got distracted, so I forgot.
That's okay. All right, after that, I talk about MyQ Fit for a hot second. I say, you know what, Q, we're not a weight loss company. We're not a fitness company. But if that's your thing, we have a really cool MyQ Fit community that I think you're going to love. It's headed by Stacy and Kimball Jensen. They're this amazing powerhouse couple. They're trainers. They're incredible people. We have stacks. So stacks are basically just intentionally curated combinations of products for whatever your goals are. If you want to lose weight, if you want to gain muscle, whatever it is, you can get a stack. We also have a MyQ Fit app. The app, you guys, it's legit. It is customizable to whatever you want. You can personalize it for whatever your goals are. There are trainers, there's meal plans, there's workouts. And I think one of the best things on it is there's accountability, which is something we all need. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I say about MyQ Fit. One thing that Jake really suggests talking about when you're on this slide is buzzwords like customizable. You can personalize this for whatever your goals are. Everyone wants to make it fitting and tailored to them. So those are two words I would for sure throw out.
Okay, so full transparency with this slide, okay? I don't like it. Before, in the past, I really didn't like it because I'm like, I'm not anywhere near where my fitness used to be, and I don't use this, right? So also in a training with Jake, he said, you are missing the point. This is a business tool. When you're talking to the leader, depending on who they know, some of the other buzzwords to add to what Britt said was, right now, this is the cheapest way to have a personal trainer. Those two people right there, Stacy and Kimball, they're two of the trainers that you have access to in this. These are two of the personal trainers that your people are going to have access to. I love this. I love our MyQ Fit app program in and of itself because it's just one additional way for me to run a business. I get to reach more people in a community, and I'll keep it on a personal level, right? For me, I'm trying to fall in love with movement again. What I love about what this program offers is these guys, Stacy and Kimball Jensen, they really do focus on mind, body, spirit. This is just one of the many reasons why our company is different, and it transcends throughout all of the things: mentors, company, app, our people in the fit. It's through and through. So this is one of the awesome ways, your people looking at this, they can get a stack like this, and then that little square, MyQ Fit, it also gives them access to this app. If you're somebody who you have maybe you own a business and you want to do a customizable program for the people there, meet with Kimball, meet with Stacy, set it up on this app. It's flawless.
Customizable is a huge one. I love that. Okay, the Dr. K slide. This slide is honestly one of the hardest ones to do, okay? When I personally get to this slide, I say, hey, so this is Dr. Stephen Kimberly. He's our Chief Science Officer. He is who Mark Wilson partnered with, because Mark's not the doctor. Dr. K, he's the doctor. He's the physician. He has the white coat. He knows all the things. He was the editor-in-chief of WebMD for 15 years. Holy cow. He's a naturopath, an internal medicine doctor. The guy is brilliant. One thing I love about him is that he knows that science doesn't stand still, so neither do we. So that leads into our aggressive innovation and how we are always, pivoting and creating new products because we own our own products. We do not license formulas or technology. We own it. So we are constantly capitalizing on market trends, getting into new markets and new verticals. And then I also talk about how he, another like buzzword or buzz phrase you can throw in is that he is the gatekeeper of our products. Nothing is going to get in your hands or get his seal of approval unless he believes that it's the best.
Yeah. So my thing with Dr. K is my husband's an internal med doc. He always asks me for these studies because the last thing I did, he's like, that sounds like some voodoo shit is up in here. So I'm really grateful that we have a guy who knows his stuff, who honestly, I still freak out at the products that we're bringing in. And he is already months, if not a year ahead of what is to come into our product suite. I love it because he's legit Western medicine plus naturopath, which is more on my side. And the last thing, you guys, I'm gonna throw in a little joke, is the final thing at convention when I finally got to meet him after almost a year was he reminded us to all take our shrooms, the good kind. And then I move on.
I love it. So I was actually texting with Jake last night and I was like, I'm not a funny person. Like, it's not my strength. I'm just not that funny. But he always says is to like make this slide a joke. And I am not good at it, but if you can kind of make jokes about it, that's a great one. Tia, how he said to take your shrooms. Honestly, not even on this slide, on all the slides. If you want to like turn things into jokes and just be funny and that's your personality, do it. I think one of the things I want to stop and just say really quick is throughout the whole thing, be you. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be Fran. Don't try to be Tia. Take some of the buzzwords and some of the tips, but make it your own because your audience, they're going to connect with you. And if they're going to work with you, they want you. So don't try to be any of us. So on here, this is another one I'm hesitant to keep in or not. But as I talk about Dr. K being the gatekeeper of the products and have insanely high standards, I will quickly go here maybe and say, this is just a really quick screenshot. So you can rest assured that they are safe, they're amazing, they're quintessential. Okay, moving on. That's it. You can just really quickly, you do not need to go through all of those things or get caught up on that slide. You can also just take it out entirely if you want to. Okay, the FFM slide is my favorite. This is the one that I get hung up on the most and I probably spend the most time on. So for me, one of the first things I say is that there is enough intrinsic value, which you guys know what intrinsic value is. It brings more value than, I don't know how to explain it, but Google it maybe. There is enough intrinsic value. Like, this is so special. The FFM is so special and so valuable that it would be worth joining Q Sciences just for this alone. Like, we didn't need to talk about everything else we've talked about. Yes, it's amazing, but we could just have gotten on here and just talk about this, and it would be worth still doing this. You can talk about how I usually next will say something like, from day one, you get a free financial coach. Free. You do not have to have found a business partner. You do not have to have sold a product, and you get a free coach. You could sign up tonight and email them tonight, and now, boom, you have a free financial coach, not business coach. Then that is when I get into more of my story. So on the first slide, I share a little bit about my family and how, Nick, my husband, was a police officer and he got hurt on the job, and that led to us, getting a little bit more into a financially desperate place, which is what caused me to take a look at Q. That's what brought me to Q. But here, I kind of go more into the story of how bad the financial desperation was. Now, listen, I know that it's not easy to be vulnerable. I know that probably a lot of you have been in the position or still are that I was in. all the debt, all the credit card bills that we couldn't pay, all of the stress that comes with that. I know I'm not the only one. And you know what? That's why I share it. And I will say it again. I know it's not easy to share. I know it's not easy to be vulnerable. But when you are vulnerable with people and you let them in and you share a little bit more, it feels scary, you give them room to come closer to you. You create more of a reason for them to trust you. They feel more of a connection with you because that's a deep level to relate on through a screen, right? So I share more of my story of how, it doesn't matter what you're making in Q. It doesn't matter what I've made. FFM has helped us get out of $50,000 of credit card debt. FFM has helped us raise our credit score over 200 points in the last year. FFM has helped us put so much money in savings where we didn't even have a savings account before I started Q. Those are the things that people need to relate to. And whatever level you want to share, you don't have to go as deep as I do, but whatever level you want to share what FFM has done. And that leads to my next point. You have to have an FFM story. If you are not meeting with an FFM coach, you can't promote it. So that would be kind of the first thing. Email them tonight. Get your own story. Get your financial house in order. There's a reason that finances are one of our 5 Fs. It's really important, and it really plays into the culture here that we really care about having a healthy financial life. So here on this slide, share your FFM story. And if you don't have one, you got to go get one.
So I'm going to touch on this one too. I have my own FFM story, but for those of us who are maybe in different markets where the FFM coaching is not available, I don't even know if you know this, but Sarah Spencer has put a Facebook group together. And one of the main reasons, you guys, why she did that was because she's like, how am I going to go around the loophole here? How am I going to go around the loophole? Because licensure and all that stuff, in terms of where they come from, who they have licensure with. Anyway, it's all legal things. And I'll tell you my frustration that way, maybe because I read one of the chats, it's a hard time for me to get excited about this if it's not here yet. FFM is a movement. It is the backbone of our company. The fact that these guys even care about that should resonate with us, right? This is coming. It is coming. This is part of us being pioneers, bringing Q Sciences to this big global brand, right? But if I'm not sure how long people have been here, right? But at Bronze Academy, Sarah was very transparent with us, with how busy she is, with what skills she's needing to do. And she still found a way to create this group where she's doing, all of us have access to it across markets. So that can be something that you plug into and you're a part of. You go watch the replays. Someone help me with what the group is called, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But
the Financial Freedom Movement page, right?
Something like that. Yeah. So just know that part. She found a way to figure out how we can have access to it, even if the coaching is not available in our country. And like Britt said, if it is available to you, then go out there and set up your appointment. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, but I love, Britt, what you just said in terms of that brings people closer to you. That makes you so much more relatable. And if we're looking at this like a business, even someone who is not in debt, who has a crazy good retirement plan, who's looking at this as a leader, they want to know how this is going to actually help their people that they potentially bring on board.
Totally agree. Okay. So I love this slide. This one might be really overwhelming to some people. So we're going to make it really simple. I think one of the best ways that I've learned from Jake how to present this slide is in a story format of how we're going to do this together. So I will say, okay, let's get down to business and talk about how to make money. So to partner with us here, it's going to be about a $200 investment all in. I like to give them that expectation up front. I don't want to sugarcoat, what it's going to be, downplay what it is. It's going to be about $200 all in for your business. Then now you have your own online store. Okay. You have your own link, your own online store that you can share with people. So when someone goes to your website, we're going to find you customers, right? When they go to your website, they're going to go to your link and they're going to shop products. when they shop products, you're going to earn money on what they buy. And it's really cool because the company has already things in place to take care of the customers. Obviously, you want to stay in contact with them, but we have customer service. We have rewards points for them to earn free products. They take care of all of the shipping and all of the processing, all those things. And you earn money on what they buy. Another thing you can do is you can share the business with people. You know, everyone, it's 2021, everyone is looking for more streams of income. You can use that same link and you can share it with people who want to partner with you in business. When they do that, I love this analogy because it makes so much sense in my brain. When people partner with you in business, it's like you're opening up franchises all over the world. We're in 24 countries. You're opening up franchises of your business all over the world. And then you get to earn on what their store does and their store does and their store does. And it's really cool because it's not one or the other. You make a commission on your own customers and then also on all of the stores that partner with you. It's amazing. And then just like in traditional business, when you promote, you get a bonus. And our bonuses get really, really big. It's really amazing also because we get paid weekly. And so our goal right now is to help you get your $200 investment back by next Friday. You set that expectation about how you're confident that you're going to help them get that investment back by next Friday because we get paid every Friday. And then lastly, you know, if the FFM isn't amazing enough, again, if you're in a market that has the FFM bonus, if that's not amazing enough, our FFM program, our financial freedom movement, at the 4th position in, they begin to pay off your debt. On top of your paycheck, it can go towards a student loan or a car payment or your mortgage or a retirement fund, whatever. And it's so amazing. And I'm so grateful that that is something that our company values. Then I'll kind of look down at the bottom and just say, these are some of the first 7 positions, but I really just want to focus on the first 3 because what we're going to do is we're going to go find you 2 business partners. We're going to go find you 2 people who want to do this business with you. And then we're going to help you start promoting and earning these bonuses. So Builder, it's basically 3 orders in your organization. I think we all know 3 people. I think we all know people who need these products. 3 orders. Pro, basically 6 orders. And executive is like 15 orders in your business. Okay. So here's how this works. The people that we help you bring in, their orders count. Then the people that they bring in, their orders count. Any customers that any of them get, it counts. And then anyone who is placed in your business, because we get to help you, whoever you partner with, they get to help you build your business. Whoever is placed in your business, it all counts towards those orders to get those bonuses. That is in my brain, that is the simplest way to break it down because there's a lot of numbers and a lot of things going on. The last thing we want to do is confuse people. So that is the way that I normally break it down. But Tia, how would you explain this slide?
So I also talk about the investment, the initial investment. So I honestly bumped that number up. I said $200 to $300. If that number shocks you at all, let me kind of break it down just a little bit, right? We have $40 for your e-commerce site. Everything is done online. You don't have to worry about all that crazy stuff of shipping, tracking, all that stuff. It's done for you. That site gives potential customers access to go and order. It also gives potential business partners their way to sign up and also join you in this. And then when you look at the 4 ways to earn, our compensation plan is so simple, you're probably going to overanalyze it. If you're anything like me, that's what you're going to do. So what you see is what you get on there. The only time you got to do math is when you're getting a percentage when we look at our customer commission. And that customer commission is anywhere between, right now, 15 to 35%. So it's basic math based off of volumes per product that your customers buy. And then the monthly team commission, we get paid here weekly. For a lot of people, that is essential in their life right now. When you look at monthly team commission, I want you guys to look at this second or the first $ numbers here, right? So this line across 50, 100, 250, 750, 1700, 4000, 8000, the number goes on and it gets shocking, right? That is the set pay you get when you hit the bold. I'm also scrolling, like you guys can see I'm a host, but I'm not. So those are the ranks. So Builder, you're going to make a $50 paycheck. If you need an extra 250, which majority of people need right now, they need that to cover a bill. They need that to cover something. I'm going to help show you. We're going to help show you how to take that make that $250 monthly team commission at the rank of executive, and it looks like 15 orders. And then the bonus money, it's shocking. Trust me, I still can't wrap my mind around it. But the promotion bonuses is the third line right there. 100, 100, 300, 1500, 2500, and so on and so forth. They all stack on top of each other. They are amazing. It literally, it's not a guessing game. There are no averages here. Averages, we're done with those already. Honestly, if there's anything that Q has done for me, it's shown me that the industry doesn't need to be greedy, and I actually can get paid a fair, generous amount here. So not only can I do it, but the people I want to help, they need to know what they're making. They're exchanging their time. They're putting their energy into this as a new business owner. This is a phenomenal compensation plan that I know hundreds, if not thousands currently on my team are benefiting from. I also want to emphasize that part, right? Because it's like, oh, the team is winning. How does this work? How are you going to help me do this?
Yeah. So after I talk about executive, I say our goal is to help you hit the executive position in your first full month. And normally you would make $750, but right now we have these amazing bonuses going on. Don't even worry about all these numbers. I'll just tell you that now our goal is still hitting executive, but you're going to make $1,005 before Christmas. Boom. Done. Anything else? Okay. Okay, now is when we get into our business testimony. Okay, so the same thing as the product testimony. You're going to choose based on production, based on different metrics that you want to use. This is the product testimony script. If you want to take a quick screenshot. Same thing. You're going to message them. You're going to tell them how proud you are of them, how they're going to kick butt, that you're so excited for them to speak on the call. Hey, just stick to this script, but make it your own, make it you. Let's keep it really short and sweet. And oh my gosh, I'm pumped. I'll see you in a couple hours, whatever it is.
Yeah. So new people, while you're taking a screenshot of this, new people want to see new people succeeding at something new. Mm-hmm. So and it's all about how we word this, right? We can have a builder, Brittany, I want to really introduce you guys to my friend, Brittany Hitch. She's been with me since January, and she just hit the first rank of builder here. That looks like $50 for her family. You guys, I am so excited to introduce you to her. You've got to hear her story. Thank you so much, Britt, blah, 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 right? It all depends on how we word it. And so when it says product testimony on there. Is that the right one?
Oh, sorry. No, it's business. I didn't change it.
Yeah. So the business testimony, right? The reason why it's up there is because yes, metrics, production, but also to emphasize the systems portion. So that's kind of what you don't see on this screen here. That's what it's for.
Yeah. I think that's such an important thing to highlight. You guys remember two things that she just said. Jake always says this: new people, which is the potentials on the call, want to see someone new, which is your testimony, having success, doing something new. So Sally, I don't know why I always use the word Sally, but Sally is the potential, right? She's on the call watching, and she sees that Tia just signed up last month and already hit builder and is already making a paycheck. Like, oh my gosh, she just joined and she's already winning. Maybe I can do it too. And again, it's all in how you promote it. Hey, Sarah just signed up 5 months ago and she hit executive. She's already hit executive. Susie signed up in January and she just hit bronze. Like, it's all in how you promote it. Your words are so powerful. So make sure that you are just upping your promoting skills and using this correctly.
Can I add real quick?
Mm-hmm.
This is also this is not necessarily the time for us to, let's say I'm a platinum ambassador presenting, to share, I'm a platinum ambassador, I make $15,000 a month, blah, 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 right? That's going to seem way too far-fetched. That number is not going to look realistic for people. That's not the story. So Jake made a great point in how to actually do that. Like Britt said when she introduced me, I am a platinum ambassador here. And if you really want to talk shop about those numbers, that's a conversation for later. But who I really want you to hear from is the newest person winning. exactly for the reasons that she said. It's not a time, that is just not a place and the time for it. So if you are talking to an industry leader, potentially that's on that call, right? If you're making that kind of money, or you're already making that, you want to see how it's done here, we'll take that conversation offline. But really who I want you all to hear from tonight is blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's a good thing to remember for people who have really high incomes. Like for me, I would never go on a call and tell people I make $120,000 a month. Like one, it's like, what? Like, who is this chick? So you kind of make a joke of it, and you're like, I could tell you what I make, but you probably wouldn't even believe me. Leave it at that. And now they're curious, and it might lead to a further conversation. Okay, so now let's talk about systems, because you guys, systems are so important to highlight. Because if you're looking for a leader, I will tell you hands down, any leader that hears that we have systems, they light up. They light up when they find out that we have systems, when they find out they don't have to reinvent the wheel, they don't have to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. It's already in place and it's proven to work. So when I get to this slide, you just posture yourself with crazy confidence, okay? And I say, there is a reason that I can look you in the eye and tell you that I know how to take you where you want to go, and that I am confident in my ability to do that. And it's because we have these systems. They are proven, they work, they are put in place from the top down. They're not mine. I just plug into them because it makes sense and they work. So in your first day or two, we're going to teach them to you. We're going to plug you in. And again, I don't care if you feel like you are too introverted. Remember right here, we're confronting objections. I don't care if you feel like you're too introverted, if you don't know enough people, if you don't have enough time, none of that matters, because our systems work regardless of where you're at.
Good.
Okay, done. Sometimes I would touch on the ARC app and just how we have this amazing app that helps you run your business from your phone. You can say that if you want to. This one is a new one. So on those trainings that we do with Jake, yesterday we were doing a coaching call, and one of the golds on my team, Audrey Olcott, it was her turn. And he said that this was like a straight assassin move, that she had a slide about culture. And he was like, everyone take note, you all should have a culture slide. And so I made one. You guys, it makes sense. You see plastered all over the place on all of these graphics and all these things. This is different. It's different here. Hashtag it's different. I know you've seen it and I know you feel it. I know that being in Q, you feel a difference, especially, for most of you, if you've been in another company. It's sometimes hard to put into words what it is, but it's just different. One of the reasons that it's different is something that I've learned, is that the way a compensation plan is written determines the behavior of the fields. Our comp plan, not only is it super aggressive, super generous. Jake says it's fair. I think it's really generous, but because of the way it's written, it encourages top leaders to reach down to the newest person and to work with them and to care about them. And I'm sure you guys feel it. Everyone matters here. You're not left behind. The culture that the comp plan has created is really special. And outside of that, just the caliber of people are here. And part of that is because of our 5 Fs. Here we really value faith, family, friends, fitness, finances. And the people who stick in Q are the ones who align with the same things and have the same values. And it creates a really cool culture.
Yeah. So this one I like to say, I also just had the thought in my head. So now I'm rambling because I forgot what I was going to say. But like yesterday, right? So yesterday I was on a call with the CEO of Q Sciences. And one of the things he talked about was the money portion of this and how they're able to pay us out so much, and what people could normally do with this. And I don't know if you all already know this, but companies can put create, bring in the revenue and then put that money towards whatever charity or whatever it is. Mr. Mark Wilson literally said yesterday, they pay us so much out in the field to see what we're going to do with it. I don't know about you guys, but I want to be a part of something bigger. I want to make an impact. And I truly do believe that good people get good deals here. And if you have the potential, honestly, these numbers are shocking. When I first heard of them, every time I saw them, I'm like, if I made that kind of money, I would throw up. And it's crazy, but they have trusted me to do something with this. that I otherwise, without this vehicle, would have been wishing to do. I wish I had more money so I can go give so-and-so. I wish I had more money so I can go do this for someone else. The culture that's here transcends from corporate down through it all. Here, we don't necessarily care about ranks. We don't care about all that stuff. We care about who you are as a person and what you want to do with this. And the crazy thing about this, guys, if you haven't already got the gist of it, is we are looking for pioneers. We are looking for founding leaders to help shape the culture here in whatever area you're in. We're in 24 countries right now. The goal is to be in 60 to 65. What do you want to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
And then leave it.
I love it. I love it. I think this is a really great addition. I'm so thankful that I was on the call yesterday where Audrey talked about it. This is another one that I've never done before that I stole from Audrey. She had this on her slides, on her slide deck, and it makes sense. You guys, this is like, now we're like nearing the end of the presentation. So again, I've never presented this slide yet, but what I would say is, honestly, at the end of the day, I came here for the business, and it's just smart business. It's a smart business decision. We have consumable products, something that needs to be taken every day, ordered every month. We have competitive compensation. It's incredibly generous. The market is completely unsaturated. The growth potential is huge. And we all need to be supplementing anyways. So you might as well make it a tax write-off. You know, Forbes magazine said the best time to join a company is during global expansion and a new product launch. Y'all, we're opening new countries what feels like once a month. We're launching new products basically once a month. The timing here could not be better to be able to get in and to build a business. So, I mean, I probably need to work on how I present that slide, but that's pretty much what I would say starting out, and I'll get better and you'll get better. Tia, how would you do this one?
Just in terms of the vehicle, because again, right, Q is not on trial anymore. Not that I don't even know if they were, but Q's not on trial. We are blogs are writing about us in positive ways, and don't YouTube any of that crazy stuff. But it's all about you, right? So how this works is crazy smart business. The way the business model is set up, period. Every single month, people are going to be ordering products because they're consumable. They're going to use them. They're going to feel them. They're going to want more. The compensation plan is very competitive. I'm sorry. Now I'm reading the slides, but I'll basically just talk about how I want to be a part of this. And this is the vehicle that I get to use as a tool to do all the things. And I like the easy button. So thank everybody that there are products that work. The compensation is generous. I can come up over here and do my thing and spread it all over the place. I'm so happy that I'm in alignment with what it is.
Mm-hmm. And again, when I presented it, all I did really was read it. I read it. I want to remind you on all of the slides, that's all you have to do. Bottom line, if you do nothing else, read the slide and be yourself. Easy as that. Okay, this is the last slide. I think it's really important to, again, set the expectation. Let them know what's coming next. So what's next? Someone's going to message you. Someone's going to follow up with you. They're going to ask you what you liked. They're going to ask you what got you the most excited. We're going to see if this is a good fit for you. Write that down. Good fit for you. And if it is, we would love to explore to see if this is something that you want to do. You want to make it completely about them. If it is, we're going to get on a call and we're going to teach you the systems. We're going to get you a ticket to our Ignite event in February. Our events are absolutely amazing. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. You can join a $1 billion company. There are plenty of them out there and they've done incredible things. But you know what? $1 billion companies, they're happy if they grow even 10% this year. 10%. They're happy. They're floored. Or you can be a part of creating a $1 billion company. Last month, I was up at the lodge with Mark Wilson, and he said that statistic that they would be happy if they grew even he said 8%. If they even grow 8% in a year. He said, you know what? I'm going to be really bummed if we don't grow 20% this month. That is the difference. That is the growth. How exciting is it that we get to be a part of the reason that Q Sciences becomes a $1 billion company, and we get to capitalize on that growth in our businesses, and we get to be a part of the reason that Q Sciences becomes a household name, because guess what? It's coming. So you can be a part of it if you want to, if you feel like it's a good fit for you or not. But what we're doing is pretty awesome. So then I just thank them for their time and wrap it up.
I like to say on this one is, guess what, y'all? Whoever invited you to this call, they're going to reach out to you, whether that's tonight or tomorrow, they're going to reach out to you. So please, they're probably already like really nervous about what you're thinking, because this is a big deal to them. It's a big deal to them that you've given them your time. It's a big deal to them that you've trusted them, but they're going to reach out to you. So please just let them know really how you feel about this. What made sense? What was confusing? What was really like exciting about this whole thing? And like Britt said, is it a good fit for you? But we want to know, because we're looking for those leaders. We're looking for those people who want to move the needle here with this vehicle. And then I also lead to the next event. I always like to say, in February, we have something massive coming, and it being December with all the things that we just shared, it is the right time. There is no better time than the time you first hear about this. But hopefully I get to meet you guys. I'll be in Salt Lake, where we're going to be launching a whole bunch of new things. We've quadrupled this year and we're about to do it again. I don't know how this is possible, y'all, but it is. It keeps happening and I'm here for it. And I'm no longer shocked when they tell me these big things, because everything these guys have said, Mr. Mark Wilson and Mr. Jake Spencer, it's happened. I don't know how they know the ins of what's going on. And then we just go from there. I might even say, reach out, especially if it's on a smaller call. Oh, Britt, we didn't talk about that part, right?
No, I will.
Okay. I'll also say, I would love to personally chat with you myself. So whoever invited you, let them know, hey, I would really love to pick your brain. I would really love to chat with Tia, and then we'll go from there. And then I do mention the other stuff you said.
Before I talk about that, another option to closing your presentation that I do sometimes, it's more of a hard close where you can say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and teach you the systems now. And so you can kind of already learn before you even decide if this is something you want to do. That way they get launched and then they can sign up after. And if they don't want to, and it's not a good fit, that's fine. But then they're already launched. So I don't do that all the time, but it is an option to kind of just go straight into a launch. In the beginning, I talked about how Jake, he said that if he was building right now, he would cap the calls, right? 5 to 7 people. All of the calls that you see in our Facebook pages under events, I want you to know that those are there for you to plug into almost as a backup. I don't want to call them a backup, but almost as a backup, because what you should be doing is you should be presenting where you're working. So for me, I am working in a pod of people. I brought some people in and I'm working in that pod. And so I'm presenting with them almost every night. I'm not doing big calls every night. I'm presenting with them. When you do that, it's easier to take this from a presentation to a conversation. Because if it's 5 to 7 people or 10 to 15 people, you can kind of chat back and forth. You can ask the people inviting them, who's going to be on, tell me about them, so you know a little bit more about them. That is what Jake said that we should be doing and what he would be doing. And I don't know about you, but I want to do whatever he tells me to do, because the guy knows what he's talking about. So present in a pod. Don't wait for the bigger opportunity calls. They're there for you if you need them, but I want you guys to go present. You're not going to get better unless you practice. Practice in your car when you're driving. Go through the slides. Practice it like on the couch, like if you're watching TV on a commercial or whatever. Take a break from watching a show. Practice it. That's the only way you're going to get better, is to get comfortable to where it's almost like a script. It's almost like you know exactly what you're going to say every time a slide comes, because you've practiced it. There's something else I was going to say. I'm so thankful that so many of you have hung in here this long. This is really special. Tia, anything else I missed?
Yeah, just timing of the presentations. I don't know who said it. But I don't even know where Jake just said it last, but 20 to 30 minutes, right? 20 to 30 minutes on a Zoom call, 10 to 15 minutes in person. And the Zooms are great because it's allowed us over this past year, right, to really just grow crazy tremendously. But don't be afraid to get in person with people. That is actually what's moving the needle a lot in terms of what he was talking to me about recently. And then always remember, what's the goal? The goal is to find the next leader. So when you even feel yourself getting caught up, it's like, hold on, y'all. Actually, I shouldn't even be talking about this too much. If you have additional questions, we're going to meet after this anyway, whatever, but know that too, because that's what I struggled with so bad. Initially, my calls were over an hour long. I'm like, oh, is even staying on here? But this is just to whet their appetite, right? This is part of the system. So you want to give them those bits and pieces. That's why there's a feedback. That's why there's the next step. Don't think, oh my gosh, I got to land them right here and there. Because again, you can't say the right thing, the wrong thing to the right person. It's just the surface. The next step after this is the 3-way call and so on and so forth. So I'm really excited. Can you imagine now that you guys are equipped, now you just got to figure out what story it is that you're wanting to tell. And when you do that, and you can be personal and personable, also try to figure out who the heck you know as well, right? Are there, I think someone with the doctor just sent me a message in here. Who's here? Who do you know that can relate to all these other people who you now have a larger network to? Because someone you know might resonate well with Sherry. I see her on here. That's someone you can plug into. And we're going to have all of these different people presenting Q Sciences and spreading it out. And we're going to do it together.
Yep. And the last thing, because sometimes people think I need to be a certain rank before I present. Like I just signed up, I just hit builder, I can't present yet. You guys, you need to start presenting because you want your team to present. Because you want to know what? Whoever has the most presenters makes the most money. And I know y'all want to make money, otherwise you wouldn't be on here. So get your team presenting, empower everyone to present. The longer you present for someone, you're kind of crippling them. You're not empowering them. You need to empower your team to just get out there and do it. And remember what Jake said, you're going to suck. You're not going to be good at it. You got to practice and then you'll be good at it. So I am not going to take up any more of your time. We've been on here for 90 minutes, but I think hopefully it's been really helpful. I hope you guys really feel like equipped and that you can go do this. And I hope that you realize how simple it is. Practice. When in doubt, read the slide. You all can do this. I love you. I believe in you, and we'll talk to you soon.